る漂流団地。
ノッポ、お前が知ってること全部教えてくれ。
We're back with another beautiful movie given to us by Netflix, directed by Hiroyasu Ishida, who did Penguin Highway. If you guys are familiar with that movie, we're back with Drifting Home, which is coming, going to be in select theaters and coming to Netflix September 16th. This is coming at a weird time. I feel like in the Netflix catalog, because like after everything, we're getting a lot of select films from Netflix, and so far a lot of them been kind of hit or miss. But I feel like this really hits the mark on a lot of different points. Drifting Home is a coming of age story that deals with a group of 7 kids that get stuck in an apartment building that goes adrift at sea. There are, of course, when you come into this movie or you watch the trailer, you're not sure what to expect. You're kind of expecting like kind of an Alice in Wonderland feel, or this is going to be another movie where they kind of go to a fantastical land or something like that, because they're using the apartment building as a vessel to travel from one place to another. Instead, we get a story that deals with some very serious subjects, especially from the viewpoint of a sixth graders, or a group of sixth graders, from a kid's perspective of how to deal with grief and loss, and how to move on in certain things. And as adults, we still try to figure out how to process those things, but we get it from the viewpoint of or at least the 2 main characters, Natsume and Kosuke, which we get in that story. So just give you a little bit without the spoiler. They go adrift to sea. Natsume, who's been in and out of this apartment building, says that she has been. This is not her first time going adrift at sea. She just goes to sleep, and then she wakes back up, and then she's back home like nothing ever happened. This particular time, they come to find her here. Everybody gets stuck here, and it's no longer a dream. This becomes a survival story for everybody. Try to figure out how to stay alive, how to take care of each other, how to continue to keep themselves fed. On top of that, a lot of the characters, mainly the 2 girls, Natsume and Reina, absolutely don't like each other. So it makes it a little more difficult journey, especially because Reina is consecutively bashing Natsume throughout the entire movie, as to how she just flat out does not like her. This is she's the reason why they're even stuck there in the first place. And Natsume is, already feeling bad because she's a very sensitive girl. And she feels bad for bringing them there. There was no reason for them to be there. Like she said before, this was just a 1 or 2 time thing where she was able to kind of get in and out of the situation. Now this isn't the case. While they're at sea, they're also seeing other apartment buildings or other buildings that were kind of abandoned or lost, that are no longer relevant in their world, that they're noticing that was around years ago that shouldn't be there now. And they're able to of course go into those other buildings and scavenge for food. And like I said, this becomes a survival story of them trying to just stay alive, as the building consecutively starts to smash up against other buildings, and the building is starting to flood. So they kind of got to figure everything out as they go along. They also, as you go through this movie, you start to see, of course, the building of friendships within this movie, mainly, like I said, between Natsume and Kosuke, who are the main characters in this movie, and we get a lot of focus on them. There's 5 other characters who absolutely, are just there for whatever reason. They're cool, and I wish we could have got more time with them, but they really are just kind of build up the main 2 characters. But like I said before, this movie is dealing with different stages of grief, and the apartment building is really a representation of this was the last moment for Natsume, where she actually had a friendship with Katsuki, because that was the best part of her life. Through events that happened, that she needed to. This was the escape from that she needed, because she had built a relationship with Katsuke's grandfather, who she could also consider as a father figure, or her own grandfather herself. And they lose him early on in the movie, as they explain. And you see early on in the movie where you see them going through like different stages of life, and how they've gone on, and now they're in sixth grade, and certain things they've kind of just gotten away from, or they've moved away from it in certain ways, but they've both never truly have processed that loss, that moment in time that they had together truly well. Oh man, like I said, the movie just gets absolutely deep. The movie just gets absolutely deep, and I just thought it was, like I said, you're thinking you're coming into a high octane adventure movie, and it turns into pull out the Kleenex, let's cry. A very serious movie that's dealing with children, and like I said, how they deal with this grief and loss of a parent figure, or just certain events in their life that they're try to escape from, and find different ways to get away from trauma. And this is one of those things. I really like the voice acting in this movie. Even though I could not find the voice actors for this, I'm sure they'll release it later. But I thought the voice acting was really good. I mean, of course, the English work, for Netflix's, projects have always been really good. The voice actors that they get always do an amazing job. I always find myself wanting to watch the English versions of that, even though I don't have a particular preference. They're always good, but I think Netflix does a really good job of getting good English voice actors to do their projects. And it's always one of the things, like I said, every time I watch one of the shows or movies, I always choose the English cast, because I always know it's going to be a good time. It's going to be some, you can hear the emotion in the voices, especially in this movie, where there are a lot of tears, and there are a lot of emotional beats between characters and different moments that you get between Natsume and Katsuke, where the tears on the line, the emotions on the line, and you definitely hear that in the English cast here. So like I said, this movie hits so many different points. Like I said, so many different points. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect from the movie. And I walked away, definitely having a good time. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. This was something that if I saw in the movie theater, I would not have been disappointed. I feel like I would have been tears would have been coming down my eyes, because it's some serious drama moments here that I feel like you can relate to. Growing up and having friends, and might have been a moment in time for you where a place represented a moment of happiness for you, or a particular event in your life, or a friendship. I feel like this movie hits a lot of those things, and it's very relatable. So it's crazy to see them able to do this type of movie, like I said, and it really give you a good perspective from a child's point of view, on how to deal with certain things. Like I said, one of the best things about this, like I said, is the voice acting. Amazing. Really good job from all the characters. Really good job. The music itself fits a lot of the moments of the film perfectly, as you hit like the different moments in their lives. And I'm always saying this, like if you've seen in the reviews, I always say like the music in animated movies, I mean, it always hits for me. Like they always do a really good job with the score, and making sure it fits the scene perfectly. And they do a really good job of doing that here. Animation, no complaints here. No complaints. Money well spent on animation. I would say, you see a lot of like 3D movies, or like you see a cell shade, or the CG style. This is like more of a 2D, the classic animation style that you would see in any of your feature anime movies. Do a really good job with this. No complaints about animation here. Really good. No complaints. I feel like a lot of the comedic moments are really good. Even when we get away from the serious stuff, the comedic moments are really good, and they do a really good job of kind of giving you that levity in certain scenes where, like I said, as we get away from the tears and the anger, and like I said, the grief, you get a lot of the good moments here that you get to deal with, where we can laugh a little bit, about some of the moments, and like I said, just some of the interactions with the other kids that are here are really cool. And just like I said, especially when you get through like the survival part of the movie where they're just trying to figure out how the heck they're gonna get back home, what they need to do to survive. And I think it's amazing to see to how kids kind of click in and they go into survival mode, how they know what to do. Hey, I remember this. Let's go over to, like I said, this building that existed. I know it was food in there. Let's try to go over there, raft ourselves over there, try to scrounge up money, food to eat for the week, and let's get through this. Studio Colorido, they did. This is the studio that is doing the animation on this. Really, really good job. Want to give a shout out to them. Always want to give a shout out to the animation studio for the hard work that you put into this. It was an amazing job. I mean, like I no complaints about this whatsoever about the animation. Like I said, typically you can see, depending on how the work is, if it was rushed or anything like that. But no, I could tell you did a really good job. They did a really good job with this, and this is something that I would want to watch again. Now that I'm prepared mentally for what's coming, maybe I, get my tissue. But my only probably con about the whole movie is the secondary characters outside of Natsume and Kosuke are absolutely, like, they kind of serve no purpose. I mean, they serve zero purpose for the movie. They're just kind of there. They're kind of annoying. Reina, Judy, all of them just really serve zero purpose for this movie. I honestly felt like they could have probably did it with just them two, but I kind of get it. Is the probably why they decided to add, extra characters to kind of give them more to do, more characters to interact with, so it's not just them bouncing off of each other. And there's another character in the movie, I'm not going to spoil, that they're all, Reina and Kosuke are really familiar with, and they have to, make amends with him and deal with him, his friendship with him, to, be able to move on with. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil it, but other than that, solid movie. I definitely would have enjoyed this in the movie theater. I had a really good time, and I feel like Netflix is doing a good job. I really hope that they keep up the animation slate that they're going. The English voice acting for a lot of the projects are amazing, and I hope to keep getting these feature films because they're really, really good. Let's try to get something a little bit more fun though. I feel like the last couple movies have been sad, but this has been great. Like I said, this is a great movie. I would definitely watch it again. Comes out September 16th. Netflix, keep doing your thing. Keep getting these movies. Everybody watching, this is definitely worth your time. 2 hours. Good animation, good voice acting. Bring your tissue, because if you had any memories as a kid, this is going to hit you real hard. So September 16th, sit down, prepare to watch a good movie. This has been another review, and I'll see you guys later.